Welcome to another episode of my podcast on effective teamwork agility pills. Today we're going to talk about the politics in Kanban method. Imagine a symphony orchestra. 100 musicians, different instruments, and yet, harmony. Where does this order come from in apparent chaos? Of course, the conductor and the score. In Kanban, the role of the conductor is played by leaders, and the score, by policies. They define the rules of the game, although they often remain invisible at first glance. Without them, even the most beautiful instruments sound like cacophony. I remember a team who implemented Kanban with the enthusiasm of neophytes. They had a board, colorful notes, and met every day. However, the enthusiasm quickly waned. Tasks were hanging in columns, no one knew what done meant, and priorities changed from minute to minute. Chaos. They lacked these invisible rules, policies. Kanban policies are nothing more than clear, written rules that regulate the flow of work. They say how many tasks can be in a given stage at the same time, WIP limits, what completed means, how we treat urgent tasks and less important ones, service classes. Finally, they define what we do when something blocks us. WIP limits, guardians of peace. Imagine a highway without speed limits. Initially exciting, but it quickly turns into a nightmare. The same is true with the lack of WIP limits. The team, trying to get everything done at once, in fact does not finish anything. WIP limits are like speed limits, paradoxically, they allow you to reach your destination faster and safer. I remember a team that, after introducing WIP limits, paradoxically, started to deliver more value. Instead of chasing the rabbit, they focused on finishing the tasks they started. Definition of done, avoiding misunderstandings. I once heard an anecdote about a carpenter who, when asked if a chair was ready, replied, "It has legs, so it stands." It doesn't work that way in IT. The definition of done is an agreement between the team and the client. It specifies what needs to happen for the task to be considered completed. Without it, everyone understands done in their own way, which leads to frustration and rework. Service classes, managing priorities. Every team has tasks that are due yesterday. Service classes are a prioritization system that allows us to distinguish express tasks from those that can wait. Imagine a hospital emergency room. Doctors don't treat all patients one by one, but are guided by their health status, triage. Service classes are a kind of triage for tasks. Blocking policies, responding to problems. Sometimes a task gets stuck. It waits for a decision, for a delivery, for anything. Blocking policies define what we do then. How we mark such a task, who we inform, how we escalate the problem. Without them, a blocked task rots on the board, blocking the flow. What is all this for? Kanban policies are the foundation of efficient flow. They allow you to turn chaos into harmony. Without them, even the best band will play out of tune. Negative consequences of the lack of Kanban policies. Chaos and lack of consistency. The lack of clear rules and guidelines leads to chaos and lack of consistency in the team's work. Team overload. The lack of WIP limits can lead to team overload and decreased efficiency. Unclear priorities. The lack of service classes makes it difficult to manage tasks with different priorities. Difficulties in solving problems. The lack of blocking rules makes it difficult to identify and solve problems. Low quality. Lack of a definition of done can lead to misunderstandings and poor quality work. Difficulty measuring progress. Lack of clear metrics makes it difficult to measure progress and identify areas for improvement. Kanban policies are a key element of effective work management. Their use brings a number of benefits, such as increased transparency, improved workflow, greater predictability, and better quality. On the other hand, the lack of policies can lead to chaos, team overload, low quality, and difficulty in solving problems. Therefore, it is important for the team to jointly establish and follow clear and understandable Kanban policies. Alexander Koska Agile Institute.